Hello everyone, welcome to Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. This is Henry, and in this video we are going to look at the chart of the GDXJ. This is a gold miners ETF, the junior gold miners. We're gonna take a look at the long-term chart here. Okay, this is the monthly chart. Alright, so let me zoom out. So you can see I don't have any further data before 2010, so we will have to use whatever is available to make the best count out of it. So the way we're labeling this as of now is that we will assume, okay, we will assume that this low here, this decline starting from 2010 all the way down to 2016. Okay, we will assume that this low is going to be your wave 2 or wave B, right? Because again, typically we will always be bullish in the indices and ETF because it is a reflection of a sort of a progress, right? Humanity progress, GDP and all those things. So typically it will always become bullish. It will be bullish, and it won't be, I mean, definitely it won't be bearish. Another option will be sideways, right? But so that's why we have two options here. This low is either wave 2 or wave B. Now the reason that it is logical to expect the $16 here back in 2016 as wave 2 or wave B is because the thing is, when it breaks below 16 again, let's say if it sells off and breaks below 16 again, typically from technical perspective you will think that this is your first leg, this is your second leg, which is a 3 waves, and then you go down again the third leg. Then when that happens, you're gonna be looking for a target lower, which is using the Fibonacci, and you're gonna get extension analysis. So if you do that, let's say you are forecasting a move down, so you can see in the 100% extension, which is typical in a 3 swing, is going to be negative 96. Then obviously you know that doesn't make any sense. It will never go to negative 96, right? This is basically an ETF with many gold junior companies in it. It will never go to negative because, you know, if all the companies in the ETF goes bankrupt, the whole industry is getting destroyed and nobody survive. It will go to zero, right? So it will never turn negative here. So you know that this is not going to happen. It's not going to go to equal leg. Now the other thing is, if you look at the 61.8 extension, let's say, which is typically in the midterm, the midpoint where before it reaches 100%, that itself is also negative 34. Will not happen. So you know that logically, then it makes sense to think this is really the major low, like right, really major low that will not get broken again anytime. Okay, anytime. And so that means so far we can see the rally from here is also only 3 swing, right? But then this 3 swing cannot be an ABC, because again, if it breaks below here, and the implication is it will go to negative, which never happened. So we're calling this as a nest, because again, a bearish view doesn't look likely. So we're calling this as a nest, 1 2 1 2, right? So we have ended 1 here, 2 here, ended another 1 here, and ended another 2 here. So what we are doing now, and then if I downgrade on the daily time frame, you can see from this 2 in red here, this rally is in a 5 waves, looks like 1 2 3 4 5. So basically currently this pullback here is ongoing. Yes, we see weaknesses in the gold miners equity right now in the companies. But again, I think the key level is going to be this wave 2 right now, which is a 2022 low. Now we might still be getting very choppy market, getting a retest of this. But the whole idea is, as long as we hold above 25, then eventually we can rally again the next move up, which is the wave 3. Right now, remember, this is a daily and the monthly. So when we are talking about the monthly and daily, we're talking about a very long-term sort of view here, right? So a lot of people nowadays especially is very impatient, and they trade in the 1 hour and 15 minutes and so on. But this is not. This is a daily and the monthly for this investor type, for example. And I do think for investor type that is willing to sit for years and years, this can be a good opportunity because you will never know when this is going to end. This wave 2 could be technically ending anytime and starts to go up. This is our best interpretation right now. The decline also looks impulsive, so it might still be doing something like this. But of course, the idea here is not so much that this has to happen exactly what we are forecasting, but rather the idea here is that this is actually bullish. We are bullish against this $16, and most likely even this secondary low here is going to be holding as well here. This September 2022. Which is at the higher level at $25, right? So as long as we hold above 25, then we expect the current weakness to eventually end, and then eventually at some point, whether this year or next year, this entire wave 2 can be ending, and then it can resume higher. Now you notice here that this pullback started from January 27, which is not really that long ago. It's only at the end of January this year. So I think this entire pullback shouldn't take a year. I think if this is going to happen, it should be finished this year, and then we can start the next leg up sometimes this year. And this wave 2 could be ending even earlier. It doesn't have to be doing exact path that we are showing here. But the idea here, again, I think the main idea and takeaway here is that this low in 2016 looks to be a major low, and then we can also consider this September 2022 as a major secondary low for the GDXJ, and therefore as long as we continue to hold above 25, then eventually this current weakness is going to end. We can see the next major rally in the gold miner sectors here. Okay, so that's the idea here, and I'll see you all again in the next video, and have a nice day everyone.